Hello and thank you for tuning in to another reaction video. I'm your host, GhostsLoveTacos. Today I'm going to be reacting to someone who's constantly recommended. His name is Samson. The song is 46 equals 13. I've never heard of him, so I'm not sure, or I'm not familiar with his music, so let's just hop right into it.
I love high gas prices. I love paying more for groceries, and I really love seeing taxes rise. It's so good knowing that I'm giving more but receiving less. It makes me feel humble, but I'm gonna stop with the sarcasm right there, because I swear we're living in a real jungle. It's what? Pretty simple to me though. It's way past being left or right. Just use your head and common sense and think about how you've been affected in daily life. Is it easier or is it harder?
So my first thoughts, the sarcasm at the beginning was really funny. I didn't know he was going to be rapping, so that's really cool to see. I got to be honest, I judged him a little bit in my mind at first because I saw a mullet and I instantly thought he was going to be singing rock or country. It just reminded me of one of my favorite artists, Morgan Wallen, who's in country. A lot of good music, check him out. But yeah, back into this.
The most important question you should think of first, because life is a bitch already as it is, and you don't need someone that's gonna make it worse. Ask me? I think we're fucked. Don't give me that look, everything sucks. Have you gone outside? Have you been to the store? Have you compared the prices to a year before? Do you drive a car? Have you pumped gas? Don't lie to me now, it sucks ass. You can brush it off like it's a fucking joke, but the media lies, numbers don't. Well, you can't blame Biden, it isn't him. Well, who the fuck is it then? What jacked up the prices? I wanna know why I spend so much up at Conoco. I don't know. I think it's insane that the leader of the country gets no blame, because the whole entire time, the last 4 years, it was cheap as fuck. I'm just saying, now watch.
So now to comment on that, I gotta be honest, you know, it's funny. Anytime the current president or current administration gets any criticism, any at all, you're instantly a right-winger. You're instantly a hardcore Republican who hates President Biden, and it instantly turns into something negative about Trump. Like you can never have an opinion about the current president unless you're hardcore Trump and you hate Democrats or the left. It's just crazy to me. You know, why can't you agree with both sides to an extent and still think that the current president or current administration isn't doing good? I mean, if we look at the previous administration, yeah, the country was doing fine. And then the new administration took over and everything is going crazy. We're looking at gas prices, the prices of food, everything, big time inflation. But somehow the current administration gets no blame for that. The current administration that's currently in office has no way to fix it and has no ideas how to fix it. The only thing they can say is basically, yeah, so that sucks, good luck. But the current administration that could fix it isn't doing that. They're just saying, well, it was a Republican. It was someone from the right who ruined our country. We have nothing to do with it. Sorry. It's just crazy to me. But back into it.
Down in the comment section, someone's gonna give us an economy lesson. I can't wait to hear your expert analysis on fluctuation and how expenses balance. Hey, it's all a part of the process. What the hell you bitching for? It's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot about the 16 cents that I saved on hot dogs for 4th of July.
Yeah, and he's so right there. You know, anytime I react to anybody who sings about, or sings like kind of, I guess you could say openly left, right, you know, they're just judging the country for what it is, what we're going through, like Tom McDonald, for example. If I react to Tom McDonald, I plan to lose a few subscribers and I plan to get some dislikes on that video. No reason, I doubt they even watched it. You know, for example, I uploaded a Tom McDonald song like 2 days ago and it was only up for about a minute and I got a dislike and I lost 1 subscriber. Now this is just silly to me. Like, you should be able to listen to both sides or anybody in the middle and just listen. Like, if someone's trying to tell you something, someone's trying to teach you something, maybe they know something you don't. This is a learning opportunity. But back into it.
What a fucking steal. Too bad I spent more on gas just to get the Target. So by the time I got done buying all this shit and filling up my car, I had way less than when I started. Now, I don't really call that saving. No, I call that losing money. It doesn't take a genius to do simple math, but apparently you can't, so who's the dummy? Probably still me. I'm just pissed off. This inflation's fucked up, but I gotta sit here and act like I love this administration with a...
Yeah, I'm gonna drop back 10 seconds, but first let me comment on the inflation. So a lot of people don't really completely understand the inflation. So I was watching a documentary on the inflation a few weeks back, and they were stating how there's all these big companies like Coke, Pepsi, you know, McDonald's, they're all raising their costs due to inflation. And what it came down to is, are they really raising their costs due to inflation? When they raise the price of everything and everybody at the top is getting way larger paychecks. My understanding to the inflation is, if it's an inflation, you should be making, or you have to raise the prices to equal what you've lost. When a company raises the prices of their stuff and everybody's getting bigger paychecks and everybody's taking home much larger bonuses than they were previously, did they really need to raise the price, or are they just taking advantage of you because of the inflation?
The thumbs up? Stupid. Everything is hell, but you act like I'm supposed to be in heaven. You know our country ain't doing too good when the Waffle Houses start to close at 11. Dude, he can barely talk, and don't act like I'm being overzealous. Every time the man speaks, I have no fucking clue what he's trying to tell us. Every speech is like a gag reel. Every time I see the shit, I'm like, is that real?
Yeah, and what he just said, that's another big fact, you know. Whether you're Democratic, Republican, left, right, whatever, who cares? The fact of the matter is I feel that the current president is a little too old. I mean, when he's got a teleprompter and he's still having trouble reading it, you know, he can't pronounce some words. He's clearly got an early signs of Alzheimer, you know, when he starts a sentence and then it just completely snowballs into something that has nothing to do with anything. It reminds me of, I think it was a George Bush speech sometime back where he said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me a second time, and then he completely forgot what he was going to say. But yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right back into it.
Considering the fact that the only other option was Trump, I don't think it's such a bad deal. Fuck that, I want a strong leader. The strength of a man should be constantly tested, especially when you're in the most powerful position in the world. That should be not even a question. There's really not enough words that can describe.
And that is the truth right there. The most powerful man in the world, which, let's be honest, we all know in our hearts there's somebody controlling the government or controlling the president like a puppet master, right? We know that. But the face of our country, you know, he's incoherent. You know, he can't complete sentences. You know, he shows a lot of signs of weakness. We can't have that for this country. We just can't. Back into it.
The craziness we're facing, dude, but the crazier part is there's still people you need to sit down and really explain this to. Come on, man. Just watch a press conference. You'll see the joke is all gone. He literally says out loud that he has a list of people he's supposed to call on. And even then he fucks that up. The whole thing is hella awkward. COVID-19 ain't his biggest enemy. It's the goddamn teleprompter.
See, and he just commented how Joe Biden literally says he has a list to call on. Like, doesn't that scare you? That he has to have a list, he has to know who he can call for questions because the questions are already pre-answered. Doesn't it scare you that a president has no answers, that he needs to have them pre-answered for him? Like, that should scare you. One of these days he's going to slip up. I'm sure he already has. Maybe it was cut out or something, or maybe I just haven't seen it. But he's going to slip up and say something he shouldn't be saying. Obviously, he's already said a bunch of stuff he shouldn't have said. If you look back, way back in history, he said a lot of racist stuff. That was somehow overlooked. He's managed to change, but anybody else in history, they're attacked and crucified for their past. But him saying racial slurs, it's forgiven. And then if you look back, or if you look into him previously, he was previously disqualified, I believe, as a presidential candidate because he was caught cheating. Like, how do you get caught cheating when you're running for office, and then you run for office years later and you get it? But that's just something to make you think. All right, back into it.
Feels like we don't even have a leader. It's like we're all just following blindly. Each of my grandparents could run circles around him in a debate, and they're almost 90. Look at him. Don't take it from me. Go listen to him. It's not a rumor.
You gotta, I mean,
today, Junior! Jesus Christ, go on.
See, and I don't mean to make fun of our current in office. You know, I don't find it funny. I find it extremely sad. He's obviously being very, very taken advantage of. At the end of the day, that's just the truth. He's being taken advantage of. He probably doesn't remember half the things he says. I mean, he can't even speak properly half the time. So we got to cut him a break. But at the same time, you know, we need someone strong in office.
on YouTube and click any video of Joe Biden and check out the like and the dislike ratios. That should prove to you that no one likes him. I don't agree with anything he's done. His decisions affect me in many ways. If it was up to me, I'd rather have mean tweets and cheap gas any day. I don't like Biden. What good's he done for us? I think Afghanistan pretty much sums it up. What a dumb adult. My stomach does somersaults when I...
See, and he just brought up another big point, Afghanistan. You know, I actually forgot about that. But looking back at Afghanistan, it was so horribly done. I looked at a lot of the aftermath photos of what we left behind. And we left hundreds of millions of dollars behind. Hundreds of millions. And you know who paid for that? You and me. Anybody who pays taxes paid for all that equipment that was left behind. And you know where it is now? It's in the hands of some not so good guys who are using it to do bad stuff to their own people. That's just the truth of it. If you literally Google the aftermath of us pulling out and you see what we left behind, you'll be in shock. Like, it is crazy. It is all stuff that we could have taken, but we, for whatever reason, we didn't. We left it there. We destroyed a lot of our helicopters and vehicles. We cut the wires. Like, oh no, we don't know how to replace wires. Dang, those Americans really got us. Like, come on.
Now think about those 13 soldiers that were killed, the fucking gall. Then he goes to the service and keeps checking his watch like he has somewhere better to be. I swear the disrespect doesn't stop. Pick your fucking head up. Look at the women and men you killed. I don't understand how anyone could even defend you still. And if they do, they either don't know what they're talking about or they're lying to themselves, because they know damn well you're a problem now. Pulling out was a good choice. Not the way you did it though.
Yep.
Kamala's probably...
I completely agree with that. Pulling out is a great choice. I am so happy that our soldiers were able to come back and go home. Obviously, it's very sad about the soldiers who were left behind. Obviously, rest in peace. But I'm so happy they were able to come home. But the way we did it, I have no military experience. I have really no leadership experience, but I could have done it better. I could have planned this out better to where this would not have happened. Back into it.
Sitting there like, oh my god, we did it, Joe. Speaking of her, where's she been through all these deadly days? As soon as shit erupts and hits the fan, Kamala's MIA. Not like she does anything anyway.
Yeah.
So fucking useless. Law and order, crisis at the border, she don't fucking do shit.
Yeah, I noticed that. We've got a really bad crisis at the border. I just watched a video the other day. You should check it out. It's like the biggest border crossing caravan or something like that, where there's hundreds of people holding hands, crossing a river coming to America, and this is happening every day apparently. But it is just so crazy. You know, if you were to, for example, if any of you were to go to the border right now and sneak over the border, you would get thrown in a Mexican prison. It is illegal. You can't do it. If you were to do it, the United Kingdom, Australia, any country, if you snuck into that country, you would be put under arrest. But if you sneak into America, if you walk into America in front of the police, in front of border crossing guards, whomever else, they'll let you do it. Walk right in, free pass. And you know what? It's so illegal that when you do it, they're going to give you a bunch of free stuff when you get here. They're going to help you with housing. They're going to give you a bunch of free food. You're going to have all these new opportunities that you never had. Just drives me crazy.
Just a talking head paired up with the Walking Dead, breaking absolutely every word that was promised or said. Every time I see their faces on TV, it's such a bummer. I feel like I'm watching the third installment of Dumb and Dumber. And on top of all that, they put another ban on ammo, trying to disarm Americans, but equip the Taliban like Rambo. You give them hundreds of thousands of military guns, but Americans just trying to protect...
Hundreds of thousands of guns. Hundreds of thousands. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. I think we're in the billions with how much we left behind. It's actually in the billions. But does our government care? Nah. You know why? Because the price of everything are going to go up. They'll get all their money back that they left behind in taxes. Your taxes are going to go up. They'll get their money back. They'll just buy more. And who cares if our own soldiers get killed by the equipment that we left behind for them to use against anyone?
Their families are the scary ones. You put more trust in a terrorist organization than you do in your own people. You don't care about this nation. Fuck you. That's for from me. Fuck you, that's from them. Fuck you from everyone that's still stuck in Afghanistan. Fuck you from the men and women who died for this country. And fuck you for every time you lie to cover up something. You blame this on Trump. How the fuck is this even his fault? You're in charge now, not him. That's just your default. Whenever something goes wrong, you flip and say he did it. But whenever something goes right, you're quick to take the credit. You undo almost all of Trump.
Oh my God, can we talk about that for a moment, guys? Anytime anything does go wrong, you know, like I said earlier, it was Trump's fault. Anything that goes wrong, it's being blamed on the previous president. The man who's been out of office for more than a year. It's his fault. But anything that good that happens, they're like, yeah, we did that. Like, are you kidding me? Left, right, whatever. Do you not see what's going on? Do you not see the nonsense they're feeding you straight to your face? They're literally feeding it to your face, and you're just sitting there like, he's doing a great job. Like, if you believe this, I'm telling you, just open your eyes and listen. Please, just listen. See the nonsense that's going on. If you don't research stuff like this, I encourage you to research it. Research who actually did what. What's actually causing stuff to go up. Who actually started this bill that accomplished this. I encourage it. Back into it.
Trump's agreements by your second day. So why is this one of the only fucking things you left in place? No crosses to bear, no responsibilities, just chocolate chip to ease your mental instability. I would say the blood's on your hands, but that's a lie, cause you don't even know where the fuck you are half the time.
Alright, so that was Samson, 46 equals 13. I gotta be honest, I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. He has a very, very nice flow, and I enjoyed the beat. Obviously very political to an extent, right? I kind of get annoyed talking about politics because I become very passionate about it. You know, I have a lot to say, and at the same time, I'm not trying to upset everybody because what I may be saying may be misunderstood. Especially when I say something and somebody can't ask the follow-up question, in their mind they just assume I meant it in a bad way, or however they assume I meant it. But with that being said, if you enjoyed my reaction, feel free to like and subscribe. I do plan on losing a subscriber or two from uploading this video, so if you do subscribe, I totally appreciate it. Maybe I'll hit 80 subscribers. And if you have any recommendations, please leave it below. This was a recommendation, and I will absolutely listen to your recommendations. With that being said, have a good night, guys. Peace.